Amy from Career Bodyworks, and I get a fair amount of clients coming through my door who have experienced in the past or are experiencing some form of sciatic pain or sciatica. So this is the first instalment. It's of just a few really gentle exercises that can start engaging your centre in a certain way, getting your posture in the right position, and starting to work on the front and the back body for strengthening up your trunk, your lumbar spine, and into your hips. So to start off with, all you need is a headrest, and I have a band here, but this is just optional, so it's just like a TheraBand, but you don't need this, so it's just for a little bit later on. You can do the exercise without the band. Okay, so start to come down onto the mat. So come down safely, how you feel comfortable. Come down onto your back. So the first thing to think about is just the position of your pelvis. So at the moment I can feel my lumbar spine on the mat, my pelvis is posteriorly tilted, that's how I stand, that's how I feel comfortable. So when I'm laying on the mat, my back is flat on the mat. What I'd like to do is to bring that into a more neutral position. And to do that, I think about taking my two hip bones, these bony bits on each side of my pubic bone. Use a triangle shape, pop it down. And if they're all lined up on the same plane, so it's nice and flat on the front of my body, that's my starting point, that's where I want to be. Okay, what I don't want to be is overly arched, and so my pubic bone is down and my hip bones are up, or imprinted on the mat where my hip bones are down and my pubic bone is up, so facing that direction. I want them to be nice and flat and on an equal playing field in the front of the body. I pull in through my centre, so just a slight engagement to the pelvic floor, just a slight activation, nothing too major. Pull in the side like I've got a big belt on, so thinking about the obliques, and pulling down through the belly button, so think about drawing down and pulling in all of the abdominals and holding through here. Take the arms down by the sides. I'm just going to start with a really basic single knee fold. My feet are hip width apart, they're in line with my knees and my hips are all aligned. I have a neutral position, my shoulders are away from my ears as I reach down. Breathing in. As I exhale, I'm bringing one leg up into a 90-degree angle just above the hip. Okay, so the knee directly above the hip, and then I'm dropping that down with control. So the movement is a really simple one as I go to the other side and I lift up. And then I drop that down with my breath. Breathing in here, exhale, lift. Inhaling at the top and exhale, come down. And with your breath, just breathe. Just breathe normally. Okay, but nice, relaxed breathing. Taking the leg back down. The important point to think and remember about through this exercise is the stability of your pelvis. Okay? So rather than just going from side to side and rocking the body, I want the body to be really stable, in neutral, so there'll be probably be a slight arch under the lumbar spine, just a small one as you're in a neutral position. I want you to maintain that as you go from side to side. Okay? So it looks like a relatively simple exercise, and actually it feels that way, it doesn't feel too challenging. But the point of it is to disassociate the stability of your trunk and your pelvis and your abdominals with your hip movement. Okay, a lot of the time with lower back pain or sciatica, we're overcompensating in other areas of the body because maybe the hips aren't working effectively or are not activating as they should. So let's try and disassociate those two parts of the body and be able to work separately from each other as well as together effectively. Okay, so you can do 8 of those on each side and then come back down and rest there. Then take your arms up. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling, so really lengthen up, and you'll feel your upper spine come up off the mat, and then I just want you to plug the shoulders down and away from the ear, so you've got a nice broad sense and equally weighted shoulder blades on both sides. My palms are facing down. Again, I'm initiating through my centre, I'm still in a neutral pelvis. And this time, as I take my leg up, I can bring it up here, okay? I'm going to take my arm away, and then I'm going to bring those two down at the same time, and bring them up, and take them away. And equally, you can take them away and drop them this way. and pull them back in, which is slightly different. It brings a little bit more of a lever length onto the body. Okay, and back up. You can do the same side. Reach away, come up. And then again, lengthen. Thinking again about the stability of the pelvis and the trunk, and bring the leg down and bring the arm down. Coming over to the other side. So again, you can move them away from each other and bring them back up. So you're using a lever length in your arm and using your centre, keeping stable and coming back up. Or to add a little bit more into the exercise, take the leg away and the arm away at the same time and reach back up again. So I'm really just taking the arm not too far back, I'm not laying it on the floor, I'm still having it above the floor. I want you to keep the shoulders away from the ears as you're doing this. And come back up again. All the while keeping the stability and the connection with your centre. And drop the hands and the arms and the legs back down. So moving on to hip circles. So what we want to think about is getting some good rotation into the hip. But again, the objective of the exercise is a different one. It is about keeping the stability of the pelvis and the trunk, using your abdominals to maintain that foundation and a stable foundation. So to start off with, you have your connection, you're still in your neutral pelvis. And then as you bring your leg up and lengthen it as straight as you can, keep this other leg bent to start off with, and you can lengthen your arms down onto the mat. So the point being, you want to keep both of these hips and both sides of your pelvis equal and not rocking. As you take your first leg across the body, down, around, and scoot back up again. And down, around, and scoot back up. So keeping that connection with your abdominals all the while. Keeping the stability. Focusing on that. You can go 5 in this direction. And then come back up into the centre. And then go 5 in the other direction. So you're taking the leg away. And then you scoop up. Take it away. And scoop up. So really think about lengthening the leg. So the purpose is you've got length through and out of the hip socket. We'll do one more on the side. Down, around and up. This other leg is staying still and staying at 12 o'clock. So you're not letting it bend out to give you a different sort of balance, because your body will want to do that. You're keeping it at 12 o'clock and you bring this leg down and go over to the other side. So again, take the leg up. Think about length. So really think about reaching the leg up towards the ceiling, but really keeping this pelvis still and stable. Dropping the leg across and down away from the body, coming up. Again, down, around and up. So your concentration will naturally be brought towards what's moving, but I want you to think about what's not moving. Keeping stable, heavy hips. Use your obliques, use the opposite side oblique. Feel the connection through the foot that's planted down here. Back up again. And then out. So you're going to change the direction, which will change your centre of gravity. You need to amend and change the body to accommodate that, to keep it nice and stable. And 2 more. So I've done 5 in each direction on each leg, coming back up into 90 degrees, bringing the leg down and placing it down on the mat. So if you're feeling, or if you've been diagnosed that what's causing the issue, or your sciatic issue has got something to do with the piriformis, what you can do is bend the leg here and just use your hands to hold here and use a small amount of resistance as you go round and round, holding this. It sometimes takes the load off of the piriformis. Okay, so that's one of your external rotators of the hip, where the sciatic nerve runs through and by the piriformis. Sometimes the relationship between the nerve and the muscle is not a good one and can cause the sciatic pain. So just use that modified version of the hip circle if you feel that would make it comfortable for you. So if you find doing the leg circles difficult to do, one of the options that you can use is, and adaptations that you can use, is to use a TheraBand. It gives you an extra level of support. So you can bring the leg that you're working on, put the band in quite a fat band over the ball of the foot, And then just pull the band down. You've got a decent amount of resistance, not all the resistance, because you want to be using your centre. Okay, so you don't want to be putting it directly and all of it over to the band. You still want to be challenging your centre to keep that stability. But there's a little bit of resistance on here, and I have my elbows down and my shoulders broad and flat and stable through my shoulder girdle. So I'm pulling in my abdominals, I'm thinking about the activation of the side of the body, slight activation of the pelvic floor, and I'm taking the leg across, down, around, and up. And taking it across, down, around, and up. And what that does is this gives you an extra level of support to move the leg, which in turn helps you focus more on the objective of the exercise, which is keeping the stability in the pelvis and in the trunk. Okay? So you can use that, and if you don't have a band, use a tea towel or a towel, just kind of wind them round, pop it over the foot, and it just gives you that extra level of support should you need it.